benched. Do you have FOMO, fear of missing out? Does being benched make you uncomfortable? Well, I cannot stand it. I don't like to see others getting to do all the things, all the running, all the playing, being in the action without me. I want to be involved. I want to be playing the game. I'm not a good bystander. And I can't tell you how many times I asked to get off the bench and be put back in the game. Probably more times than is even possible to record. And I tried so many different angles and ways, and none of them led to my release. And if anything, every time I tried, it just kept confirming that I was right there where I was supposed to be, sitting on the bench. What does confirmation mean to you? What ways do you receive your confirmation? I think one of the hardest things about being on the bench and just sitting was the loneliness. Now, I want to pause here to tell you, I know the Jesus-loving girl, that Jesus was there with me, but for a 100% big, huge, ginormous extrovert, I myself love people. I want to be with people. I want to be on the go. I want to be in the limelight. I want to be on the stage with them. I want to be hanging with all the people, hearing the noise. And yet, God wanted me sitting. He wanted me in the quiet, on the bench, hanging with him, hearing his voice. And the quiet of the bench was honestly more than I could handle. Can you relate? Maybe you're extroverted, or maybe you're introverted. Have you ever experienced loneliness? Why do you think it's so hard for us to go through those lonely times and experience loneliness? Isaiah 28:12, to whom he said, this is the resting place. Let the weary rest. And this is the place of repose. I had to look up the word repose. Repose is the state of being at rest. Peace, tranquility, calm. Dignified calmness, composure. None of those were ways that I would currently describe myself. There were character traits that were not beneficial to me. Rather, these traits were holding me captive. And I was finding myself struggling with pride, people-pleasing, perfectionism, and the strong need to be in control of my life. All of these were keeping me from the life that I was meant to be living. Are you able to identify the things that you struggle with? Maybe the things that are keeping you captive, keeping you from living your best life? You see, sitting out here on this bench, it brought me aware of the fact that my head and heart were completely disconnected. There was no peace, no unity between the two. My head had created a standard that my heart was never created to live at. I'm wondering, what is my purpose? What was I created for? If it's not running and striving and doing, then what? What do I do next? And I'm going to read to you from the book, 1 Peter 1:13 through 21, which I found in the Message. So you roll up your sleeves. You put your mind in gear. You be totally ready to receive the gift that's coming when Jesus arrives. Don't lazily slip back into those old grooves of doing evil, doing just what you feel like doing. You didn't know any better then, but you do now. And as obedient children, let yourselves be pulled into a way of life shaped by God's life, a life energetic and blazing with holiness. God said, I am holy, you be holy. You call out to God for help, and he helps. He's a good father that way. But don't forget, he's also a responsible father and won't let you get by with sloppy living. Your life is a journey, and you must travel with a deep consciousness of God. It cost God plenty to get you out of that dead-end, empty-headed life that you grew up in. You see, he paid with Christ's sacred blood. He died like an unblemished sacrificial lamb. And this was no afterthought, even though it has only lately and at the end of ages become public knowledge. God always knew he was going to do this for you. It's because of this sacrificed Messiah, whom God then raised from the dead and glorified, that you trust God, that you know you have a future in God.